All right, so next on the list is Halverson Wood Products. We are actually Halverson's oldest dealer. We've been with them 1 year after Glenn officially went into business with the Halverson brand, and been doing it for 11 years. We've moved hundreds of units for Glenn. And so let me do a little walk around, show you what they've got here. And usually what happens if it doesn't sell at the show, we'll get it back at our wood yard. So we're yet to figure out all that's going to happen there. But got a pretty impressive lineup, including this new unit over here, which I can't wait to show you. So let's get going. All right, so this is the Halverson HWP-150, because it has that redesigned grabber arm on it where it opens and closes in line with the wood. And of course you also get the hydraulically adjustable 4-way wedge. We can option it with a 6-way. Same 404 harvester bar and chain for the rest of the lineup. This one does take 93 drivers on it, so it's an 18HX093. Cuts up to 22 inches worth of log diameter. Standard flow hydraulics on this one, and on all of them actually. So no need for high flow. You're just going to run it really good for one day, and then all your O-rings are going to crack and it's going to leak like a shot pig should you run it on high flow, and it voids the warranty, so don't do that. Then the next one we have here is an HWP-140B. This is kind of the workhorse of the fleet. Up to right about that 18-20 inch diameter on it. It is a pinned wedge. You do have some adjustment holes here for taking it up and down. Grabber arm is very similar, but a lot heavier duty than like the 120, because you get the welded in cleats there. With the smaller bar, this is a 78 driver length, so it's an 18HX078, and you can kind of see the differences there between the two. And Randy and Taylor set this up nice because this is the 120. So you can see that same style grabber arm, a lot lower profile on this one, kind of designed for your smaller skid steers. Works really well on my Toolcat. I can run a 150, but boy, you know that big one's hanging off the front. So the 120 does handle up to just about 16 inch on it. You can, on all three of them, pick up a 24-footer, bucket in half using the processor, process the half that you're holding, and then chase after the cut-off piece that you had there. If my memory is working correctly, it should be 17... No, I'm going to do this wrong. I hate putting prices online because I always goof them up. So the 120 is 11.8. The 140 should be 17.6. And the 150 should be 22.8. And that's all with a 4-way wedge and the 14-pin plug-and-play connection on it. We can do the in-cab harness should you not have that 14-pin piece. This is the Grapple saw from Halverson. It is the HWP-275, and this one does run high flow hydraulics. We are running a 3/4 pitch bar and chain on this one, and I believe it goes down through, golly, it's got to be 34 inches worth of cut space on this. And I'm going to defer to my price sheet, which I'll put something in the description down below, because I do not want to get this one wrong. I know the standard 200 is like 10 something, and I want to say this is like 12 or 13, but for the actual price on it, I'll put it in the description down below. Nice big cylinder here so you can get a good squeeze on it. But again, high flow and 3/4 bar and chain, which these teeth are absolutely stupid. And now, this one is pretty awesome. So again, not for everybody, but I've walked around it twice and I keep seeing things, and it's really pretty cool. So it's come a long ways from their first iteration of it. I think it was an HWP, like a 100. And so this is actually a hybrid. So why I say that, because it's a 120. So if you look at the grabber arm and the saw bar, that's all 120. However, when you walk around to this side, you will notice it is also a 150 hydraulically adjustable wedge. Clear that out of the way so you can see it. Tapered I-beam and hydraulically adjustable. Isn't that awesome? Log lift versus a live deck. So this will store all the way up and over, so you can take it down like a UTV trail, take it back in the woods. Very small, compact package. And true to form, this is a Kohler EFI 38 horsepower, which is also made in the United States, just like the rest of the Halverson stuff. Get a little oil cooler back here behind the hydraulic pump. Nice oversized hydraulic tank. Auxiliary fuel tank here at the rear. Nice little trailer package. And then for the controls, just like what you would see inside of your skid steer, you get the right and left button harnesses for running everything. They look very similar to the 160 because you're going to have to control the log lift up and down. That would be your extra 7th and 8th package or button. So you'd have the table forward and backwards is 1 and 2, grabber arm up and down 3 and 4, the saw cut, and it's an automatic return. And then you have your diverter valve, which works the wedge, so you hold that, and then the same button that works the grabber arm is going to work that wedge up and down. And then you'll have the log lift on that last function. So pretty sweet. And then as you saw from the previous video, it's the HWP-165, the big blocker unit. So this looks just like a 160 because you get the top hydraulic feed wheel, the chains on the bottom, really big chassis, cuts up to 24-inch. And then this one has the cylinder removed and the wedge removed, so it's designed for just cutting rounds. And I believe the price is $21,500 on this. And I believe the boys told me that's like $26,000 or $27,000. It's the first time I've seen that. So I'll make sure I get all this stuff right when I put it in the description down below. But this is what we've got up here at the Boonville show 2026. And hope to see you either up here, talk to you on the phone, or over an email. We can ship all these out to a commercial address. Pretty easy. Everything should be in stock at the factory. And we'll go from there. So let's close this one out. All right, so pretty robust lineup here from Halverson Wood Products. A little bit of something for everybody, I guess. And, you know, from grapple saws, just bucking things off to shove things into like an outdoor stove, the 120, the 140, the 150, the nice blocker unit, which I'll have to talk to Taylor and take some more stuff over and fill that hopper on the SplitForce some more. And then this new trailer mounted piece. It's pretty cool. So maybe I'll do a side-by-side comparison once Timberwolf gets here and just run through, again, just something for everybody. It's nice living in multiple camps because I can normally talk to a customer, figure out your needs, and then plug you into the proper piece of equipment from any manufacturer that we have. But again, this is the Halverson booth. If we can earn your business with that sales quote, it's 833-SPLITTER. It's 833-775-4887. You can also email me at sales@shaverequipment.com. And again, we use everything that we sell, so I have a good firsthand knowledge of everything that's here and would love to talk to you and go from the 120 all the way up to that 160 and explain why one is 11.8 and that big 160 is in the 30s depending on the wedge package. So lots of variation between 4 different models of processors plus the extended one on a 150. And we can do left-handed stuff if you're in a tool cat like me or running a telehandler or maybe a JCB. So again, we've got the knowledge, just need the phone call. So call us, email me. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.